penetration to market in terms of bread, we're struggling a bit in that in that line item, because your Albanese and even like our government in terms of school feeding programs, they still prefer to buy their bread from Albany, even though you have all the requirements. I mean, if you come to our store, we're very compliant from UIF to everything that you come, but we're still struggling to penetrate that market. We go to meetings, we knock on doors, but it's one area where we're struggling a bit. And then you find out that even when you go to Food Bev Sita, and it's about who you need to know inside Food Bev Sita. I've got these students that are struggling. We were actually sharing the 5 rands that we get in the shop with them so that they can be able to go home and come back. But unfortunately, due to COVID, we're struggling to be able to help them because, for example, I was awarded a discretionary grant from SETA so that I can help these students. We signed the contract. To this day, the money hasn't come. So I'm not sure whether we signed the contract and somebody else got the funds or what is happening. So those are the kind of struggles that we do have. And then I'm sure in their presentations, they will be saying that, no, this is the contract that is signed by Breadbox. They probably got the money. So those are the challenges that we actually seeing. The market that we're in terms of pastry is very wide, very monopolized. And you really, really have to be forceful to get into that market, or you really have to create your own. Like, for example, we decided that we're not even going to worry ourselves about, we're just going to create business around our own people, market it around our own people, and make sure that we give them the best. Because another thing is that you can want to penetrate the market, but you really need to make sure that what is it that you're offering? What is it that you're going to be offering to people? You can't just say, I'm struggling with market, and then you're offering people below the standard stuff. So we pride ourselves in the quality products that we do and stuff. And another thing is that these retailers, I think a lot of you have seen that I had my stuff in Pick and Pay. And those of you who don't know it, we pulled our products from Pick and Pay because they were squeezing us from the margins. We are literally working for nothing. So, but then what we did is that then we collaborated with other businesses, and some of the people are in this because they don't have a retail space. I've got a retail space. They selling some stuff that are complementary to our products. And we're saying, I'll put them in my retail store so that when you are at work, somebody doesn't go to Pick and Pay and buy it and say, I'm tired, I can't wait for you to get off work and get those products. So I've offered some of the other entrepreneurs a space to be able to display their stuffs that are complementary to our product so that we can collaborate in that way and assist each other. Because I have an experience of retailers squeezing your margins, and you literally get into debt because you are servicing them. They are making profit from your products and you're actually not making anything.
You know, thank you so much, especially for touching this last part. I know that we are supposed to be closing, and I want to say that now I've noticed this, and I'll go back to the manufacturing part because very important. And I believe that when the time is ripe and when we get the premier to come and talk to us here, we will touch that because he spoke a lot about township economies and local manufacturing and so forth, and we need to see that happening. And we want our people to be exposed to it. I want to touch the one your experience that you shared with us, especially at Pick and Pay. You go there and they try to squeeze you, and your margins become so slim and so on. I've seen it myself, and I saw a local guy who makes acha and who had his acha at Pick and Pay, and the price is completely different from what he's selling in the township where he's operating from. And you see that it's because of this that they say, no, we are for transformation, we have space for your product. But when you go there, what they show you in terms of the figures is totally different. It's totally different. But I want to touch this part of just trying to challenge some fellow people here, because we know that we have capable people in this platform even tonight, that there is room for the manufacturing sector. And look at our dear sisters is that I go everywhere for packaging. They tell me, no, we do for this company. we can't do for you, and so forth. And that tells you that there is a gap that needs to be filled, and we need to rise up and take advantage. And I say this because look at what COVID taught us. In the beginning, when there was little to talk of, especially the mask, the cloth mask, how much the surgical 3-plies were selling for. The moment our government opened up and encouraged our local manufacturers to start making this what is that, cloth mask, it changed the price altogether. It contributed big time. It's not just their them fixing prices and so forth. Even the fact that local manufacturers were empowered to come into the space and start, and government started buying from local manufacturers, get them done with embroidery and so forth. It helped a lot, and it dropped the prices. And it tells you that although sometimes we think that importing from China is cheaper, it's actually expensive in the long run. And just imagine all these people who are making a living through all these things that they are making, like the mask we are talking about. What if that part of the economy was never opened? So we need to challenge even our government, especially in terms of local manufacturing, so that even this packaging that she's talking about can be done locally. Now, before I let you go, I want you to say something here. I want an input from you, Mrs. Matlohonon Lidwaba. You are part of this community, MLEE, Midrand Local Economic Empowerment. I want a contribution from you. What do you think we need to do to improve this community of business owners?
For me, I think because we've got a lot of experienced people that are in business and everything else, and I think empowering each other and helping each other, like sometimes you will see that, you know, the person next door to me is struggling as a business, because we realize that our government is actually not that reliable, in a lack of a better word. So if I'm seeing that you are struggling as a business, and then there is a little bit of 2 cents worth, I don't have to give you money, but I can help you with certain things. And another thing as a community, if we can learn collaboration, because collaboration, if you collaborate with other business, you will really grow. So it's one thing for me, from my experience. I mean, I've collaborated with a lot of people from this platform, and I've seen a difference in terms of even things, offerings that the community would need. If you would collaborate more, we help each other. It doesn't have to be monetary. It has to be, you see the other person that is struggling, to say, what is your struggle there? And another thing is that I know that a lot of us are struggling in terms of scaling up. And a lot of question is, in terms of scaling up, what is it? What does scaling up means to me as Matlohonon and the Bread Box? What does scaling up means to you as Reverend? And then we help each other, because more often than not, we always cry about funding. But then if we don't have strategies and everything in place, we are still going to, if the money comes, what is it that I'm going to do with that money? And those kind of things, if we can do these forums more, help each other to say, oh, my problem and how I solve it might help the other person that is going through the same, but they are quiet and they are not as open as me, who will be able to say, this is my problem, because I can easily go to somebody that I'm struggling. This is what I need. Can you help me? The next person might not be able to do that. So a lot collaborations, helping each other when we see that others are struggling, because we can see that, we talk to people, we see them struggling, and we I think together, united, we can be able to help each other succeed, and as MLEE, and helping the larger Midrand community. And I think we can do better and we can do more. And also, not deviating from my question, adding to what my counterpart they said in terms of, you know, access to staff and the smaller, bigger guys. And I think every industry is experiencing in those kind of things, like struggle, access to market and stuff. So my contacts may help the next person. So for me, it's collaboration, and help each other. So that would help us be the best that we can be as a community of migrant local economic empowerment.
Thank you so much, Mahlohonolo Lidwaba of the Bread Box. It is a great honor to have this time talking to you and hearing from you. And I believe that you have truly impacted us in a positive way. And I believe we will become better people after here.